Major changes in a Valorant roster are normally changing out maybe 2, maybe 3 players, maybe 2 players and a coach. Major changes happen to Envy, and I don't mean 2 players, I don't even mean 3. I mean that from the original Rankers roster they picked up, not a single player remains the same. Let me explain. First of all, obviously Ion can't play in Tier 1 because he's too young. The whole Cainzera situation was really weird, and personally, I think if he did what's being alleged on Twitter and VLR, Riot would have said something about it. But nothing official has came out yet, so despite what people will tell you, we still don't know why Cain was banned for a year. Regardless, he is. Then, of course, the Inspire incident, I don't know how much about that is necessarily public, but he is not on the team and will not be returning. Then you have the 2 people still on the team, but in vastly different roles. Poppin is no longer calling, and Eggster's agent he's one-tricked for years has been nerfed to the ground, and he is now a shell of himself. That has created what we have today. One of the worst teams in Tier 1, certainly one of the worst teams in Americas, and a team that should be flat out embarrassed to call themselves a professional organization. I want to be clear. I like everyone on this roster. Eggster especially is a super nice guy, so it feels really bad to make videos like this very critical, but there isn't much I could do or say that's positive about this team. This is the downfall of Envy, and we're going to be looking into how they got completely obliterated by Leviathan in this video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'm almost at 9k subs, and let's get right into it. At a VCT level, there are 2 agents you are almost forced to pick in Bind, that being Brimstone and Viper. They're both too good on this map to not have, and thus you are really only left with 3 agents you can mess around with. You can try and play to your player's strengths, you can try and play to a meta, you can try and play however you want with those 3 agents. And Lev have shown their Bind before. See, Lev played G2 and beat them in a very close overtime matchup on Bind. In fact, the very week before this. I would say last week, but I don't record on time. However, with these 3 agents, they choose Phoenix, Neon, Skye. Very aggressive agents that are going to make quick pops a nightmare for you if you don't have stall. G2, when they played against them and lost in a close overtime game, had a lot of stall. They had a Raze, Vice, Fade in those 3 kind of flexible agent slots. They were able to an extent, stall this very, very aggressive comp. Now, Envy picked this map that Lev played last week with the exact same comp. They choose for their 3 agents against one of the most aggressive comps it is possible to run on Bind at the VCT level. They pick Neon, Chamber, Skye. The stall in those 3 agents is a Chamber trip and maybe a Skye flash, as well as the Neon stun. That's all. That's all they can do against this bombardment of utility. So when this round plays out, and Demon 1 takes this initial fight, right, able to get one on a sliding Neon, TP out, run away from the molly, within 10 seconds, my light's about to fall down, I apologize if you hear a noise. Within 10 seconds, he's gotten the first blood, he's gotten out. This is all he can do. People wondered why his stats were so bad. He's playing against not only a literal super team, I think it's fair to say they're a super team, right? This is a team of people who were like born and bred to play Valorant in a laboratory. That's what this Leviathan team is, right? And no disrespect at all to them. They are absurdly great at the game. I truly believe they're the best team in Americas. I don't care that they lost MIBR. I truly believe they're the best team in Americas. But when he gets this kill and gets out, then a minute 30, they simply flash out. Then Sato, this kid who, I mean, it's literally God's gift to Valorant, kills Rossi, comes out, Demon 1's able to get the kill onto him, and then he gets Skye flashed. And then they drop down, and then he dies because he's 1 HP from getting the first blood earlier. So if you want to wonder why Demon 1's stats are bad, it's because when he's on this chamber, used in a hyper-aggressive way, as Chamber is going to be, against a team of children who are cracked out of their minds. I say children, they're older than me, but like they seem like that to me, like literally just kids that were made to play the game. That's why his stats are bad, because he's going into one of the most aggressive comps you can possibly run and expected to take these fights. He doesn't really get set up on angles either. He is literally, like in this round, you can see, he is just there. He is in hookah because that's what he does. So he's going in, facing the utility, facing the dog, facing the slide, all this. the fact that he did as well as he did is honestly absurd on defense, right? That is insane that he was able to stand up to this with aim alone because he's on chamber. But let's look at another round. But you might ask, okay, well, what about the stall power of the Brim and the Viper, right? Those two agents that you don't get to really play around with, but they're going to be able to stall, right? Viper has stalling power. Let me show you what that means to a comp like this. By the way, note the way they mollied this smoke so you can't flood from here. Brim molly. They're going to use the Phoenix molly CT. Now, watch this. This is full stall potential. Every bit of Viper utility is up. Every single bit, minus the ult, the molly, the wall, the orb. And it means nothing. This comp has a billion flashes. Walls do not matter. This comp has so much explosive power, they will run through the molly. It does not matter. And he's solo sight. They're just now trying to flood because Envy have reached the correct assumption with this comp against Lev's comp on their map pick, by the way. That is, we have to stack a sight. Look back to this. They have to stack a sight. They have Sky playing, I assume, for quick rotate off noise. They have to stack a sight and pray to God that Lev hit the stack site, because you cannot stop this any normal way. It is over. This comp is too explosive. You do not have anywhere near the amount of stall utility or utility in general to deal with it. So you know what happens to Rossi? He's put, I'm not going to say what I was thinking. He doesn't have a fun time. He's able to get this. By the way, note the fact that Lev, the smoke is the danger on site. This smoke is where the danger is on site, and they have the Phoenix ult path into it. So if he dies, it doesn't matter. He dies, they brim ult off that. Spike gets both the kills because, again, this is a team of people who were made to play the game. But Spike gets both the kills off the brim ult. Now, 15 seconds in, it's a save. 15 seconds into the round. It's just over. That's it. That was your buy round. Go back A. And listen, I don't like shitting on coaches or whatever. Right? I think it's a very weird spot because they do this for a living. I promise you, Demon One has played Vice before, he's played KJ before, he's played Cypher before, and while I can't promise that he would play that at a level that was acceptable, I can tell you with a good degree of certainty, he would have done better on those agents than he did on the chamber. Because he went 8 and 14 on the chamber. I think he had a 0.55 rating today on Bind. He's played all of those other senties on DRG, on other teams. He can play that. He can do that, right? The fact that he went 8 and 14, by the way, is absurd. I don't think any other player on Envy could have done that well. Because he is facing, go back to that hookah round that I was talking about, right? He is facing all of this utility. He doesn't get set up. I mean, even here, even on A, look at what's being done. Hey, Demon One, go anchor. Right? So let's say it's a fast A-pop coming into him. He's dead. First of all, he's probably brim ulted off the contact, but look at all the utility they're going to use to make his life a nightmare. There's nothing he can do. So yeah, he had a bad performance. But there is a lot more nuance to it than that, and there's a lot more nuance to why Envy's losing, right? You could look at this game as mechanical depth, and to an extent it is. I think Envy are a good team mechanically. Obviously, with Eggster on a weird role there and just popping in general, it's kind of weird. But I do think they are a good mechanical team. I think Demon One mechanically is still a top 10 player in Americas. But it does not matter how good your mechanics are when you are facing the comp of doom, gloom, and everything bad versus the comp of, hey, walk right in. The water's fine. Come on into the bomb site because we can't stop you. I am also by no means making excuses for what happened this game when I say what I'm about to say, right? I think the 8 minutes or so of build-up of talk that I had about how dumb the comp is proof enough. However, I do think that Leviathan got a lot of lucky kills here. Look at this clip. When it's revealed later on in the replay here, he's just full running. Look at this. He's full running. He doesn't stop until well after. So, yeah, there are definitely some unlucky moments, but they would have lost with or without them. Envy are destined to lose this game. Envy timeout, they have guns, they have a ton of ults, and they choose to fight for extremity control, and it goes about as well as you would expect. I mean, I don't have any other words to really say. Beautiful stun here from Spikeson, by the way. Isolates the one perfectly. Now, Eggster is forced to back off. Sato full blind Spike, but what does it matter? He'll just come get the kill. Then when Extra is finally able to come back after being isolated by, again, a great stun, oh, he doesn't get the kill. Everyone TPs and dies. Just wrap it up. This was the fastest game in VCT America's history, according to the broadcast. Now, I don't know if the broadcast is right or wrong. They're terrible with historical stats, as Poppin gets 2 so we can flex on the people in the VLR forums. I don't know. He was getting rage better by people on a VLR forum. Like, I want you to understand how absurd that is, by the way. Like, we'll go with niche micro celebrity, right? Like, I don't have that much pool info, maybe like 10K across my Twitter and YouTube. I don't read what people say about me online. Imagine Poppin, a guy who is better at my job than I am, and a professional player. He's reading comments online. That's crazy to me. Anyways, good round from Leviathan after the timeout from Envy. Envy had their first chance to win a round in a long while thanks to a bunch of smoke kills and a Demon 1 op shot, but Poppin just doesn't realize that blows could be back here on this jiggle. You can see here he tries to jump and then just it doesn't matter. Rossi was swinging. It wasn't an issue with that, with the coordination. They just didn't think he could be back that far. I stream every single Envy game, really for the Demon 1 game, and I think this was the point where I started turning on Radiohead at max volume and I played it for the rest of the map because this game was over. Cut Neon's legs off, by the way. This is like just so absurd. Demon 1 can get an op kill for the first pick, and then, oh, I pressed a button on my keyboard, so I'm just going to kill both of you, actually. I hate this game. Here's a little fun fact for you. Not only did Envy only win their pistols and then subsequent buy rounds, those are the only rounds they were able to get this game, every single kill, save for the very last one from Demon 1, was a classic right-click on Envy's side. Every single one. Those kills from Poppin right there, the initial pick from Eggster, all of those were classic right clicks. Just a little something to think about. But that's going to be all for me today. If you have a video or a game you think I should cover, make sure to comment it below. I do a lot better when people tell me what they want out of a video. I do a lot better recording them because I've been recording them today. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so I can hit 9K. I've got a little lion here. I kind of thought it was on brand. He's telling you to like, subscribe, hit the button, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys next time. Make sure to comment what you think about the video and what video I should do next, and I'll see you next time. Like I just said 5 seconds ago. Peace.